Hey guys, it's Louis. Here today with Body Club. Super excited as always. So today we're going to be running through my second workshop. Hopefully you clocked on and you saw the pull-ups. Today we're going to be working through press-ups. So again, as I mentioned previously, this is a massive exercise that I work with a lot of my clients every day to try and develop to and improve. Okay, so I'm going to work through different tips and tools to help you develop your press-ups and progress through a couple of different exercises that will end up in us being able to do a full press-up in the near future, hopefully. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is chest activation. Okay, really simple. We're going to look at our angles of our chest. Most people, when they're doing a press-up, they will come really high and wide. Okay, what that will do will activate your shoulder more so than activating your chest. So we're going to look at creating 45 degrees for every chest exercise really for today, every press-up exercise. So with our 45 degree, what I mean by that is the angle of our inner biceps to our rib cage. That needs to be roughly 45, and then we're trying to look at getting the wrist level with your elbow as well. So again, a lot of people will come at that sort of angle, coming really high and wide and twisting the elbow in. All right, that's going to be the key angle. We want to try also recruit as many different muscles in our scapular, rotator cuffs and rear deltoids as much as we can. If we can get stable in that area, then that helps us in our both lowering phase for control, okay, and slightly in the drive up there as well. Now, we're not going to speak loads about it today because I don't want to overload you information, but we also want to try and recruit our core muscles. Core muscles being your abdominals, your obliques, lower back, and also glutes. So we're going to speak a little bit on the angles of the hips, okay? Breathing into the stomach to engage your core muscles and trying to squeeze those glutes when we're doing our different movements. So those are going to be certain cues that you should expect to hear for today, okay? Now, the first thing that we're going to look to do, guys, is really simple. We're going to come and bring ourselves into some wall press-ups. So obviously, you can do this anywhere, at the gym, at home, wherever, okay? Start point is we're going to go from feet down, okay? Ankles should be reasonably straight, knees slightly soft, hips parallel, so we don't want twisted hips, hips nice and square, okay? Core embraced. So try and almost uplift your abs underneath your rib cage, and my hands are shoulder width apart, level with my shoulders, okay? Okay, and nice and simple. I'm trying to create that 45 degree. So to do that, I'm twisting my elbows inwards slightly, not all the way, because then that closes the angle up, and not coming out wide, because then that'll increase the angle a little bit too much. So a nice happy medium, okay? I'm gonna lean through and then press back. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades on the way in, and then I'm squeezing my chest to bring myself back to that start position. So it's a big breath in, and then it's a breath out. And just go through your checklist. Say, right, am I squeezing my glutes? Am I engaging my core? Is that making me nice and stable? Am I squeezing the shoulder blades in? And am I pressing through the chest on the way up? Initially, it sounds like a lot. The more you do it, the more you practice it, you'll just figure out, right, where are the cues? If you feel you've arched there a little bit, then you'll understand, well, actually, that's my glutes, and that's a familiar feeling. If you feel you just kind of felt forwards in the upper body, you've had a lack of control, then you can turn around and say, well, that was because I didn't engage my shoulder blades, okay? So there's a lot of different movements and body parts to break down when we're looking at the press-up. It's not just about the chest, okay? So for this exercise, we can come deeper into your press, okay? And you can go further back and try and make it a bit more of an incline press up, okay? So this would be an exercise number 2, progression. So it's the same principle, same motion, squeezing the shoulders, keeping the core embrace, keeping the hips and shoulders nice and square, okay? Now I'm gonna show you an actual incline press up, guys. So with this, all we need is some form of a ledge slightly higher than what I've showed you there. Ideally onto a chair, a bench, or a sort of cabinet or something like that, okay? So for this one, we're gonna use a chair today. So we're gonna get the hands onto the chair initially. Knees down, okay? Just to set up that position, okay? So you want to be about shoulder width apart, okay? So this chair is just about wide enough. So nice and simple, guys. I'm gonna bring my knees off the floor, bring my feet a little bit wider. Now a key tool with your press ups is if you go narrow feet and on your toes, that's gonna make it slightly more challenging, which is great. If you're just starting off, you wanna go nice and wide, so you've got a really wide frame, okay? So for today, we're gonna go for a nice wide frame in the legs, okay? We're not gonna arch the back inwards, almost as if we were doing a cobra-like stretch. We're gonna push the hips up, engage the shoulder blades. So this is shoulder blades not engaged, this is shoulder blades engaged, guys, okay? Breathing into my abs, coming down, head up, and press through. Okay, so I'm coming down until my upper abs or chest reaches the bench, and then I'm pushing through, guys. Okay, keeping the hips up, squeezing those glutes, engaging the core. Breath in on the way down, breath out on the way up. So similar to the resistance work you've seen me do now and the pull-up work you've seen me do, when we're looking at strength, you want to try and get in between 8 and 10 reps for at least 3 sets. So when you get nice and comfortable doing that rep scheme on each individual exercise, then you know it's time to move on. When that gets to kind of, a 7 out of 10 for you in terms of how hard it is, that's when you need to say, right, I need to kind of move on from here when it gets nice and easy. So, and then progression number 2 with your incline press ups is basically just bringing the incline a little bit lower. For today, we're not going to worry about that progression. And we're going to go into knee press ups. So, from our knee press ups, we're going to start off in a press up position or straight arm plank position or high plank position. Same principle, my hands are shoulder width apart, roughly in line with the shoulders. Okay, so width-wise, alignment, okay, vertically up. Then from this angle here, I'm going to drop the knees down, okay? Now, what most people will tend to do is they'll bring their knees really far forwards, okay, and they're leaning quite high and they go really wide here. So we're going to try and avoid doing that by setting ourselves in the position that we want to progress onto. So we're there, we drop the knees down, we're going to keep the glutes up. So I'm going to make sure my hips don't drop back. If I do this, I can't get any core engagement and I won't be very stable in my movement. Squeeze the shoulder blades down, chin tucked in, push through your chest. Again, squeezing your shoulder blades and push through. So you want to do a scapular press up here, engage, come down and release. So that's movement number 1, engage your shoulder blades, come down and release. As you can see, my quads are going down to the floor. Elbows are tucked in, creating a 45 degree from my rib cage to my inner biceps as well. So my alignment's looking pretty good just there. Now, we're going to progress this one on even further. Press up position again. And this time we're just going to drop one knee down, keeping the back leg straight. Again, scapular press up, come down. Quads coming down to the floor. And driving through, okay? Still engaging your core, so we're not going to completely rest, okay? And drive up. Nice, guys. And push. And push. Good stuff. So, 2 more progressions, okay? This next point is we're going to bring ourselves into a press-up position again, guys. Then we're going to go as low as we can, drop the knees down, and then drive up. There's going to be a couple of different movements that we can do here, so bear with me. All right, so movement number 1, press up position. I want you to drop it down to about halfway, and then drop your knees down. Come all the way down, okay, until the chest is almost to the floor if you can. And then push up halfway, bring the knees off the ground. So in full motion, we drop down halfway, drop knees, all the way down, halfway up, feet back down to the floor, and finish it off. Okay, so we come down, drop the knees down, all the way through, press halfway, and push. So what that does, it gets us strong in different phases of your press up. Okay, So start point, we're engaged. It teaches us nice engagement and to be strong there. We can hold there for a split second. And then from here, we get nice and strong and stable, dropping the knees down, bit of time under tension. Eases that press a little bit, okay? Then we can drive, and then it just teaches us to get strong in that final lockout phase, okay, to repeat your flow again. Now, another progression from that would be dropping only one knee down. So halfway, drop one knee, halfway back up, pick that knee up, and press. So that's, and you can alternate on these ones, guys, doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, press and through. So drop the knee down halfway, all the way down, nice and close to the floor, halfway up, bring your knee up, and press up through. Okay, final phase is the press up, okay? So we're gonna start off with nice wide feet on these ones, guys. All of the same principles still apply, okay? We're gonna look at regular press ups. Now you can go into calisthenics-based press ups. There's loads of different areas and avenues we can go down, but we're gonna go more on a sort of regular-based press up motion, okay? So how this is gonna look, again, we're shoulder width apart in terms of width, horizontally as well. We're in alignment with the shoulders, okay? Gonna start off being nice and wide, okay? Soften your knees there, keep your hips in alignment, okay? And just pull yourself forward slightly if you feel your shoulders are arched back, okay? Okay, breathing into the abs, engage the shoulder blades down, so there's that small movement without me moving my elbows, okay? That's a small scapular press up, so the back of my shoulders are engaged, then they're gonna come down and drive through, okay? Reset it, shoulder blades engaged, core on, down, and drive. Reset, down, and drive. So the progression is narrow feet, okay, 1 foot, okay, and much more, adding in claps and spins and all of that if you want to go more down the calisthenics route, okay? Hope that's helpful, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one as well, okay?